All right, so this is module 1 for chapter 11, and module 1 is going to be our vocabulary, and all of this vocabulary is going to fit on page 152. Remember, if you need to pause this video while we're doing it so that you can write it down, make sure you take advantage of that. So the first word is chord, and chord is a segment whose endpoints are on a circle. So if you look at the picture that I have drawn down here, you can see a chord. This purple line is a chord. It's a chord because its endpoints are on a circle. So chord. The next word is secant. And a secant is a line that intersects the circle in two places. So notice here, this is a line. And it intersects this circle in two places. So we call it a secant. The difference between a chord and a secant is that a chord is a line segment, so it stops at the edge of the circle, whereas a secant is a line, so it continues on forever. The next word we have is tangent. And we heard the word tangent in chapter 10, but we're using tangent a different way in chapter 11. So tangent is a line in the plane of a circle that intersects the circle in exactly one point. And that point is called the point of tangency. So if you can see this blue line here at the bottom, it's a tangent line because it hits the circle in exactly one spot. And that spot where it intersects the circle is called the point of tangency. So that blue line is a tangent line. Make sure that you draw the picture for these so that you can reference them when you need that information. Okay, and then the next word is minor arc. And a minor arc is an arc of a circle with a degree measure less than 180 degrees. So if you look at this circle, if I go from point B back to point A, or from point A to point B on the circle, it's not a straight line, it's a curved line. And that curved line we call an arc. And if an arc is less than 180 degrees or less than half of the circle, we call it a minor arc. So if I were talking about this arc from A to B or from B to A, I would write AB with the little curved line above it, and that reads minor arc AB. And I can also say minor arc BA because those are both talking about the same arc. Okay, then we have a major arc, and a major arc is an arc of a circle with a degree measure more than 180 degrees. So what if I wanted to go from here all the way around the circle to here? So I'm still going from A to B, but I'm going the long way. So we call that a major arc. And if I'm talking about a major arc, I have to throw a letter in there to let you know which way to go. So if I go from A to B, do you see how I passed point D? So that's why it's called major arc. ADB. All right. The next word we have is an inscribed angle. And an inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex is on the circle and whose sides are chords of a circle. So if you look here, there are two angles on the circle. This angle and this angle. The inscribed angle would have to be from B to A to C. So angle BAC, or if we wanted to, angle A, is an inscribed angle. Its vertex is on the circle, right there on the circle, and the sides of the angle are chords of the circle. And then the last thing we have is an equation of a circle. And an equation of the circle is written here. And this looks super complicated, but when we get to it, you'll see how it's super easy. But the equation of the circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. R stands for the radius of the circle, and we know radius is half the diameter. It's from the center to the end. And then h is the x coordinate and k is the y coordinate of the center of the circle. And we're going to practice more with this when we move on into the next, into the last sections. So these are our vocabulary words for chapter 11. Make sure you have them all written down.